Hey, you! You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed because you're an untouchable success. To support us and gain access to great exclusive shows like our brand new Supernatural watch-along Himboos, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. You'll also get your lucky little mitts on hundreds of episodes of our other exclusive shows like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, and the complete series of Fox Mulder is a Maniac. We do movie nights, game streaming, regular mini-series and surprise shows, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want, within reason. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by heading to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed. Probably don't need help with that word.
Oh, yeah, you got to catch your eggs.
Catch the eggs.
That's how you know they're fresh.
Run them down, yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
My name is David Bell.
My name is Tom Ryman.
And we just watched The Smashing Machine.
Smashing Machine.
A rock is kind of a smashing machine.
He is. A-Rock is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the object. The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, sort of is, yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So it's like art.
Probably looking at my eyes.
How did that happen?
Well, have you ever heard of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the UFC?
That's the bloody thing they're trying to ban.
This guy is the best he has ever seen.
Yeah, and Benny Safdie sort of is in the sense of assaulting your hitting you over the head with symbolism.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, I want to share...
The scene where he's shooting up Dave and he's listening to the techno song that says, "Take me in your arms, I need you more and more."
Yep. Yeah, the music in this was very on the nose.
Oh, the jazz?
Yeah. I want to note that I haven't seen a Safdie film. This is my first one.
Really? Okay.
I haven't seen Uncut Gems. I hear it's good, but everybody's like, it's stressful.
It is.
And I'm looking at what he's done before, and I'm like, yeah, I haven't seen any of these. And I knew that he made, kind of stressful films.
That was the brothers, the Safdie bros. This is a single Safdie. This is Lone Safdie.
Oh, Lone Safdie.
Yeah, this is Benny Safdie.
All I knew is that it seemed like he'd make stressful and kind of bummer movies. And that's what I was expecting with this one. This is, if people don't know, it's The Rock. It's The Rock playing Mark Kerr, who I'd never heard of, but it's a true story.
Yeah, he's a UFC fighter from the late 90s, early aughts, and that was his nickname, the Smashing Machine.
Right.
It was interesting for me to watch this movie because I have seen pretty much all of these fights.
Oh, wow.
I was a big Pride fan in the early aughts, so I've watched all these fights on DVD. Like all the fighters they're naming, like Enson Anuye and Sakuraba and Igor Vovchanchin, Ice Cold Igor Vovchanchin. I'm like, shit, I remember these fucking guys.
So
Bas Rutten's in it.
You knew how this was going to go.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I didn't. And I went in making sure I didn't.
Mark, if you're plugged, I mean, if you were a fan of mixed martial arts or Pride or UFC at all during this time, you probably, Mark Kerr famously flamed out.
Okay. Because I was like, okay, we're watching a movie about this guy. Why? And so like watching the movie and the way the movie, I think the movie is probably better, honestly, if you don't know, because watching, I was like, is he going to kill someone? Is he going to kill himself? Like that's what the movie is about. Yeah. It's about a guy kind of hurtling towards darkness and then like veering away.
Yeah. Pulling back at the last minute. And it's Uncut Gems kind of has a similar thread because it's based around him betting on the outcome of a real game. So if you know that game, you know whether or not he's going to win the bet. So a lot of the tension is ratcheted down. Not all of it.
Right.
A certain amount of it doesn't matter whether or not he's right.
Right.
But anyway.
Yeah, this was a fucking roller coaster because the whole time I knew like you get that feeling of like something bad's gonna happen.
It feels there's always like the scene in the garden when he's bitching about the cactus and he asks her for the knife. It's like such a tense scene. and he cuts the bulb off the top of the cactus, and you're like, is he gonna fucking smash that into his face? Because he's on the he feels, you can tell he's on the verge of like exploding in that scene.
Did you like this film?
I kind of did. Yeah, I did. I
liked
was
this
surprised that I enjoyed it as much as I did. I
Here's what I'll say.
forgot that it was a Safdie until I sat down in the theater, so that helped.
Oh, okay. Well, here's what I'll say. I liked this film. Don't get me wrong. I liked it. But I want to take the piss out of it a little bit where it's like, this feels like...
sure.
It's like a 30 Rock parody where like Tracy Jordan wants to do an Oscar.
Yes.
Like it's that. It is like the way John Wick is to action, this is to drama, meaning that there's like every scene, it's like drama, drama, drama. And it's like stereotypical, like holding their next to the bathtub while they're both crying. And it's just like, oh my God, this is such a fucking Oscar bait film.
A lot of clips from a Paula Abdul ballad.
Yeah. Like Dwayne, you want that
really
statue
does.
so bad.
I couldn't. He does a pretty good job in this, but the facial prosthesis are really hard to get around. Like,
so what for me it was when he shaved his head.
I laughed
when he becomes
out loud.
The Rock. He becomes the Rock.
I was sitting alone. I wasn't alone in the theater. I was by myself, but my theater was full of other fellow olds now I can call them. But they were all I was the youngest person in the theater. Everybody else seeing this movie was at least 12 years older than me. Yeah. But I laughed aloud when they revealed him after he shaved his head because, it's just The Rock.
Yeah. It was like, oh, he's bad now. He's The Rock. He's The Rock in Doom. Because of the prosthetics, he looks like he was morphing. And it was like, oh, it's The Rock turning evil in Doom.
Like the Klingon brow.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say is like, we're starting to get a clear picture of like, the Oscars next year. And like Eddington will probably be on that. One Battle After Another will probably be on that. I do think this is deserving of at least Best Actor nomination for Dwayne. I think he did a very good job in it. I don't know if it's because my bar is low, but he's very convincing in it as what he is.
I was going to say, to his credit, I mean, it wasn't constantly, but there were parts that I forgot it was The Rock. And that's what you're going for, right? I mean, you can't, like, I didn't always. Like, there's some scenes just like, well, that's just the fucking Rock.
Right.
But yeah, it was like he did kind of become this character, and not just with the like you said, the obvious sort of spoof thing of him just gluing a bunch of shit to his face and crying.
Right. And I guess
it's a really interesting performance.
Yeah, they show the real Mark Kerr at the end, and it was just like, oh, okay, so he's just a little goober. Like not little, but he's a goober. Like he's like this weirdly polite guy who's kind of like, and that's what he's playing in this. Yeah, where they show him at the beginning, and it didn't even occur to me it was the Painkillers, but he's just this like very chill dude. And like even after the Painkillers, he's still like a chill guy, and it's like that's what kind of goes into this idea of like this guy who could explode, because you're like he feels repressed, like he's not. I mean, he's like just so polite, and it does feel like a different person than The Rock. Like The Rock is obviously a nice guy, his persona, as far as, his public persona, but he's actually a lot more sassy and sarcastic and kind of like he's kind of shitty. Rock. He's kind of a shit.
That's his, and that was always his persona in wrestling. He's cocky.
Right.
But
he's
like,
cocky, yeah.
The thing, Mark Kerr is meek.
Mm-hmm. And so this didn't feel like The Rock for most of it.
Yeah.
Like they're both nice guys, but it was like a different type of
He's
nice.
meek. He's not assertive like he's not loud like The Rock is. This guy talks.
He's a goober in this.
He talks really quietly. He's like, and he's kind of a wiener. Like in his, when he gets into arguments with Emily Blunt, he's like kind of a wiener in those arguments.
Right. There's an interesting dynamic there because like there's points where you're like, is he gonna pop? Because that's again, it's that feeling. It's very much Steve Carell in Foxcatcher, where you're like, this guy's a fucking volcano. Like he's about to just erupt.
That's darker, but yeah.
Yeah. Yes, because that's clearer. In this, it's like he's so nice that you just expect it.
Right.
But then it got to a point where it felt like it's like watching my little cat beat up the big cat, where at a certain point you're like, he's not going to do shit. Like she's just pushing him around. and it stops feeling like he's necessarily going to hurt her. You know what I mean? It was still that feeling of like, it was still this implied violence, meaning that like this is all leading to this championship that I didn't know about, where he inevitably is going to fight his own friend in the ring.
Pride Grand Prix, yeah.
And they set up his friend's life and how good he is, and like, you know, he has a family. And I was like, oh my God, is he going to kill his friend in the ring? Like it was that stuff like that where, and I think the movie wanted me to think these things, which is like implied darkness. Something like this man is hitting a limit, and he is this giant man who is capable of great violence that we only see it in the ring. And you keep wondering like, when is it going to happen really outside the ring? And it kind of, he KOs a door.
Yeah, man, he annihilates that door. That didn't need to be a fake door either.
Yeah, oh yeah. I love, he puts down the plate, annihilates the door, picks up the plate.
Picks up the plate and then sits back down.
Yeah.
And then says, I just want you to treat me like a man.
Yeah. So like,
I think it's also I took it more as, of course, I knew what the outcome was. So this is, so this is interesting.
yeah.
I was taking it as they were contrasting his life with Mark Coleman's, where it was like, this is kind of what it looks like for Mark Kerr to pursue this goal, where it's just bad for him. It's bringing out something bad in him. Like when he's a nice man, and then when he talks about violence, it's like there's a disconnect between who he is and how gentle and how smiley he is about it. And like if you listen to what he's saying, it's really cruel and violent and intense.
Yeah.
And doesn't make a lot of sense. Like he's talking
just
about
a job.
It. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we see
what
like
he does.
Yeah. And then we see Mark Coleman's life where he's got it together. He's got family. We know he already has success in the past. He's kind of starting to move on by like training other younger fighters like Kerr. But then he's also going to go in at the end. And it's like we see a fight of his after we see Mark's first loss, which is set to like this chaotic jazz music that's like out of control. And he can't ever really get control of the fight. And then he gets knocked out. He gets kneed in the head and gets knocked out, and then
unfairly,
but he sort of,
yeah.
But anyway, that was a whole thing. I remember that too. I mean, I didn't see it live, but I remember watching the DVD. And anyway, so compare that to when we see one of Coleman's fights later, and it's still jazz, but it's more like serene and together and sort of more harmonious than the sort of discordant jazz we were hearing
right
earlier. I think I sort of took it as here's how we know that this is bad for Mark Kerr specifically. Not that this thing is bad, but this is him pursuing it looks like.
Right. It's funny because you're watching it and you know what he should be saying or thinking in these moments, if that makes sense, where you're seeing the disconnect, where it's, I guess it's the idea, like it starts with him, like he wins this glorious fight and he says it makes him feel like a god and winning is like the best feeling. Mm-hmm. And it's that you slowly realize like, oh, losing has never occurred to him. And it's that thing of like, if you're in an occupation, when you first start, you burn yourself out. You go like, I'm going to become the best at this, the most famous at this, the biggest at this. I'm going to work all these hours. And then you have to kind of later in your life make an adjustment. Mm-hmm. And it usually comes with losing the first time you lose, where it's like, I need to pace myself because my career it can't be my entire life.
And my whole career can't be this. Like it can't be this momentum. Nobody can do that.
Right. And it's basically the story of someone realizing that, where it's like, you're either going to fucking, you're going to Farley out of there. You're going to Cobain yourself. You're going to fucking explode, or you got to stop, take a breath and say like, this needs to be my life and my life needs to be comfortable and happy. Yeah. And so like, it's that feeling of like, everybody has to do this. It's like, yeah. And for a certain point, you're doing a job. And like, you should do good at your job. Don't get me wrong. Like, you should want to do good at your job, but you can sort of see like the idea. The guy asks him later, he's like, what would you do if you lost? And he can't comprehend
answer
it.
Yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm trying to engage with you intellectually. It's just I've never lost. I can't even think of how to answer that question.
Right. And the real answer is like, yeah, then you lose.
I'd be
I was
upset.
like, it's that thing where it's like he's statistically bound to lose. Even if he becomes the greatest UFC fighter, he's bound to
You are
lose.
going to lose. You know how many undefeated fighters there are? I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm sure there may be some. I don't know, but like, yeah, it's.
But he's in that feeling. Like,
yes, it's a lot. A lot of movies about perspective.
Yeah.
It's in that it's the loudest in the Gravitron scene, but basically, like, where she's like trying to get him onto the Gravitron. You guys know that State Fair ride? It's the thing that spins you really fast, and you get like flattened against the wall, and you can go upside down. It's really rad. She's trying to get him to come on, but he has a weak tummy, as he calls it. We've been hearing about the whole movie.
He calls his tummy. He says his tummy a lot. Yeah.
I like that it turned out to be like a real thing because we hear him mention it initially when he's basically lying to get drugs.
Right.
He's like, oh, it's bad on my tummy. But then like later on, he's like, no, I want to go on the ride, but these things are bad for my tummy. So you're like, oh, he really does have a bad tummy.
Yeah.
But she explains to him that like it's a matter of perspective, right? You won't get dizzy as long as you're focusing on the right thing, because when you're on the inside, it doesn't seem like the room is moving.
Right.
So you just have to be focusing on the right thing. And he
She's
even
wrong, by the way. I've only been on one of those, and it wrecked me. And I go on roller coasters.
that one didn't wreck me, but you do have to.
fucking wrecked me.
You do have to be focusing on the right thing. If you look at the wrong thing, like I think you can look through the hole and you can see like the ground or something, you will get dizzy immediately.
Oh yeah, Disney. Their Mission Space Ride is one of those disguised, and they tell you specifically don't close your eyes if you're on the ride.
Yes,
because there's where it's like because all of a sudden the motions change or like your perception. Yeah,
it's motion sickness, but it's like rapid decompression motion sickness. Anyway,
yeah.
So then it shows him on the merry-go-round going very slow, and he's like, "This is more my speed."
Yeah,
and it's like that, and that's kind of the movie, and also that's sort of like the turning point for him, where he sort of realizes that it's okay for him to slow down.
Yeah. It's interesting because from the start, he seems like a man without an ego. And of course, it's like, no, that's
not
not gonna
true.
happen.
It's just,
it's how he acts. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's so polite and nice from the start. He's like, every interaction is nice. By the way, I just learned the receptionist he talks to in that, weird fact, is one of the victims in the X-Files Too Shy episode, where he goes after like heavier women and steals their body fat.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that creep?
Yep.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was looking at the IMDb and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
Good
the
for
bad
him.
guy from Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Oh yeah. But yeah, like that's what's like, again, not knowing what this was about from the start. I'm like, what game are we playing here with this guy?
Yeah.
And then you realize, okay, the painkillers, but then he gets off the painkillers and I'm like, oh, okay. Like that happens fairly fast, probably before the halfway point, and it's like,
It's a little bit after
shit.
the half. Well, yeah, it's about somebody getting all the way out, I guess, right?
yeah, I guess so, where you realize like he hasn't really recovered fully, and he's like, he becomes kind of a crab after that, but he's still like the same kind of meek guy. He's just a little like,
Yeah, but he's
he's a little harder on Emily Blunt. Like he's a little more distant, and like he's driving her crazy.
he's
and,
an asshole. He's picking fights.
yeah,
But he's
yeah.
doing it in this passive aggressive way, so it's like, yeah, it's. I get it. He's being a bit of a wiener. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. And like she's not perfect.
No. But neither of them are.
Exactly. And it's so like
Because you could look at this movie and interpret it as she loses both of those fights for him, which is one of the things that I wanted to take the piss out of the movie a little bit for.
oh, that's interesting.
Right? Because she comes to see him in the locker room, and they get into a fight right before he goes out to fight Igor, and that's his first loss.
I
And
was on
then-
his side about that stuff, where it's not the you can't come to me to Japan, but the like I have a couple of days of my life that are extremely important. I need to focus, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a weird time for that fight, but then at the same time, why ask her to fly out there? Anyway.
Oh yeah, because the overall thing, and she's like, "You'd be a great dad." And he says like, "I can't be a dad. I go around." Like he knows that in order to focus on his career, he has to put his personal life aside. But it's just that she's kind of that reminder of like, it doesn't matter. Life is just going to happen when it happens. You know what I mean? Like she's chaos, kind of. And it's like, it doesn't matter if the chaos happens before a big fight, you know, it's going to happen when it happens. Mm-hmm. But yeah, going back to that, she fights with him before the first one.
Yeah, and then they have their big fight where she tries to shoot herself in the head.
She sure does.
The second one.
That
and he freezes up.
Yeah. I guess that's her fault. She definitely kind of psychs him out. I did not. The gun coming out was didn't expect that.
That was an escalation.
Again, I was waiting for the moment where I was just like,
yeah, you think it was going to be like an Oscar Pistorius situation? She runs into the bathroom.
It's just interesting because the whole movie feels like it's leading up to some event that I didn't know of. And you know, where it's like, oh, this UFC fighter who did an MS or got MS'd or like killed a guy in the ring.
He got MS'd in the ring, basically.
Yeah, when she brought out the gun, I was like, oh, there it is.
There it is.
Is she gonna kill him?
Like turn around, the people behind you. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is the thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if she was gonna fucking shoot herself or not. Like that was terrifying.
Yeah, that I didn't know. I didn't know much about Mark Kerr's life. I just knew that he sort of was... I just knew that he was a really good fighter, sort of like a best that never was situation.
Right.
I saw both of these fights, like both of his losses. I saw a few of his wins, too, but he was one of those dudes that was already sort of over by the time I was watching MMA,
Right.
so...
But back to taking the piss out of it, you think the movie's implying that she was...
I hope it's not, but you could read it that way. I think it's more. I think it's more along the lines of what you're saying, because it never completely like she's not like really sympathetic all the time, or even most of the time. But like, I don't think the movie's portraying her as being evil, and it's certainly not portraying Mark Kerr as being perfect.
They're both a bit much. Like I would be in a relationship with either of them.
It would be, yeah. Like that. That meekness
yeah.
would be, would get intolerable after a while.
Oh yeah,
and she's yeah.
It's sort of the reveal after they've been married for 15 years. It's interesting because I think that is how relationships work too, which is like they have their ups and downs. They take a lot of work, and like when they're at this time in their life, they're both very volatile. That doesn't mean they always will be. But it's like watching this relationship come to this moment where you're like, you guys are going to either flame out or you're going to have to pace yourselves and figure out boundaries and go to a therapist and do the work. And it sounds like they did the work. I sure hope. I hope this isn't every weekend for them.
I mean, they're not married anymore, according to that. They were married. Oh. They were married for a time, and then they had a child.
Oh, I thought it said they were married for 15 more years after this. Maybe not. Okay, so it didn't. That's good. That's good then.
It's good that they're not married. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it went either way in my head, I guess, where it's like,
oh yeah, that's true.
I could see them working this out and doing the work, but they don't seem in this movie. They don't seem like a particularly healthy couple.
No, they don't seem that compatible.
Yeah,
like that's part of one thing that they seem to be pointing out is they're never really talking.
No, yeah.
Like they can't really, like she tries, but he won't respond. And they're never really they're never really talking to each other.
Not really. They have these very polite, almost roommate-like conversations.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, where like their first conversation is like, "Oh, I made your shake. Oh, did you how much? What was the milk you put in? Oh, that's the wrong milk." And it's just like at first, when you first start watching the movie, you're like, "Why am I seeing this?"
Yeah, it's well, it's an interesting scene too because it's like she has made it so incorrect that we can't tell if she truly made it that wrong or if he's being a dick. So we can't tell who's at fault here. Like-
Right, and it's also like, oh, she made your fucking drink, and he is very polite. He's like, oh, it's fine. I'll make it. I'll make it. And like he's, I assume, on a regimen where he has to eat very
whole
specific
milk, 1.5
things.
bananas. Yeah, he needs training, and also, yeah. Even if it's not like a doctor or nutritionist mandated thing, if you're a fitness person, you're probably pretty obsessive about. Nope, it's got to be 16 ounces of blueberries.
Right, and she like helps him stretch. So I got this vibe at first. I was like, oh, is she kind of like involved in his career? Like you can't quite tell. And
yeah, I thought maybe at first, and then I just sort of got the impression that maybe they met at the gym. But it does seem for a second like she is more involved in his, or is trying to be at least.
I think that's what it is.
Is that she's trying to, and either she's not hearing him or he's just not opening up enough. And it's never really clear what the case was. It's probably a little bit of both.
And it may be like, this is weird to say, but maybe she's not on the ball enough, right? Like where it's like he doesn't want to combine those two things because that's a weird relationship to have, right? If someone is assisting you and you're in a relationship, it's like, I don't want to have to like give you notes, like that's weird. So it's like he clearly is trying to create like a wall there, and like he doesn't explain it, and like she feels just incredibly excluded from this extremely important part of his life at a certain point.
Why shouldn't I be able to know what you need to put in your shake? Like, why can't I know, like...
Why can't she be in the room before the fight and stuff that?
Yeah.
Where it's like... It's like he's a prima donna about this stuff. But... He also, to his defense, he's treating this with such intensity that he hasn't created like that healthy balance yet, is what it feels like. And it's like sometimes you're on his side, sometimes you're on her side, is how I felt it. Where I was
100%. It just depends on the scene.
And so like her, like right before they're having a party, they're about to have a party, and he basically kicks her out, and then she goes to shoot herself, and it's this big thing. And it's almost like she is rightfully kind of, I don't think she's doing this on purpose, but it's like pushing his limits of like, you haven't created the healthy balance, so guess what? It's all fucked. You're going to have this shit happen right before a fight because you haven't figured this out. You haven't figured out your personal life. So your personal life is going to detonate at any time. Doesn't matter if it's convenient or not for you. So it's like that is the cost of like not having that balance, I guess.
Yeah.
And like I interpreted the flame out itself as like it's almost like his brain subconsciously rescuing him. Like in the end, he loses the fight. And it's almost like I thought he did it on purpose at first, because I was like, "Oh, that's the turning point." Mm-hmm. It's like this is where your life is about to implode, and your body just stopped you.
Yeah,
it's like
I gotta lose, and I gotta be okay with it.
Yeah, exactly. Which was, I don't know. I thought that was a cool idea.
Yeah, and it was like if he had gotten into the finals to fight Mark Coleman, man, that would have been tough on him.
It's
been a
so
lot of
toxic.
pressure. Yeah.
Because like the whole movie, they're like, we're such good friends, we'll handle it. But it's neat. It's not really like they don't talk about it.
Nope.
Not really.
Nope.
And so it's like you get that feel of like this could be really bad, even if he wins or if, they're both okay or whatever. It's like this relationship will probably be over in some way after this. Like it's just not really.
Think about it. Like somebody who's your really good friend that you've trained with for a long time. You're both competing in this tournament for $200,000, and now you're just like try to imagine fighting your friend in that situation.
Right.
That would be a mindfuck. Yeah.
If you and me had a podcast off,
cast
we
off.
had to like cast off. Yeah, we had to like do podcast championships.
Mm-hmm.
God, what a depressing thought.
Yeah.
podcast
I
championships.
think I'd have Emily Blunted myself at the party the night before.
I know. It feels like a podcast championship would function as a punishment for the judges, meaning that it would be like it's like a country choosing this as a punishment for their prisoners is to judge a podcasting competition.
It's weeding out the population, right? It's the kind of thing only an asshole would respond to, right? So it's
a long walk of some sort.
Essentially, yeah. You trap all the people who would show up for the podcasting championships, and then you just put them on an island somewhere.
Yep, exactly, where they can talk.
Yeah,
they can talk it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's like this. They set up all these perfect storms of like, and then of course he's there after she went to the hospital. And it's like he's so committed. And I think that's part of it too, is the realization that he locked himself into this situation where it's like he couldn't not go to Japan. Like his girlfriend just almost shot herself and he has to go to fucking Japan to do this fight. Yeah, he doesn't have a choice.
$200,000.
She
man.
knows it. Yeah,
he has
everybody
to.
knows it.
Contracts have been signed. He will be penalized if he doesn't show up in Japan.
And it's that realization of like, oh, I fucked up. Like
life is gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah. He's not a single guy living, it's that where it's like, yeah, when you're in your 20s or whatever, it's like, yeah, I can do this, but at a certain point you have to set boundaries and you have to, you have to figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah, it was an interesting way to handle a movie like this. Because it doesn't really do any of the things that you would expect a movie like this to do. Like you're
Not
saying,
really.
It does. Like we pointed out all the cheesy things that like the tropey stuff that it hits. But it, like you were saying, it doesn't like dwell on his addiction to painkillers like a lot, like a Walk the Line would have.
I thought he'd like he'd go back. He'd like have a relapse. I thought they'd do that.
Yeah. And it doesn't, it's not like about this triumphant like return and then summiting this mountain and defeating this champion. Like it wasn't about him running back his loss to Igor, for example, in the first time. It wasn't about him winning anything.
It's not even about him deciding to lose. Cause I thought, oh, he could walk away. And it's like, no, he just loses. Not even the fight. It's like, oh, this is like the fight before the fight, basically.
Yeah.
And and it's like, it's interesting because in the moment you're like, I hope he doesn't do this. So it's like they built it all the way. That's what this movie does a very good job at, which is like he in the moment wants to win. But us watching do not want. I did not want him to win.
Yeah.
I was like, please lose. Please.
He starts that last fight, and he's heavily favored to win.
Yeah.
Fujita was not supposed to beat him. Fujita actually injures his knee marker in the head.
It sucked. Yeah. The movie never has a moment where Emily Blunt is like, you need to choose life, or like,
no,
it's not
or
that.
any of his friends or Boss Rutan or anything.
Yeah. In fact, most of the speeches are about the addiction, not about like Emily Blunt. She kind of, again, she does the thing where she finds him like unconscious. It's terrifying. They get him clean. And then when he gets back, she says, I miss taking care of him. He's not as fun. Like she basically says like, you're not fun anymore.
She does it to him at one point. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's not handling it well. And so her conflict is not, you need to stop fighting. It's, you're a prick now. That's what and she's not blaming it on the fighting. She's blaming it on the painkillers, which aren't like kind of this isn't a movie about a guy heroically battling painkiller addiction.
No.
That's a background thing. Where again, it's sort of like, I see both their points, right? Where it's like she's hungover, she's staying out all night drinking, and then like he's mad that she's taking aspirin, and I'm like, well, it's aspirin. Like she's gonna take aspirin.
Yeah, Yeah. Oh, 4. Oh, okay. Yeah, 4. It's like, calm down, man.
Right, where he's like lording it over her.
Yeah, and it's like there's a conversation you need to have, obviously, when somebody is sober and stuff, but also at the same time, you can't be telling your partner they can't go out with their friends. Like that's a conversation you need to have.
I think
Those are two different scenes. When she's saying like, I miss when he needed me, and then the scene where she yells at him and says that you're not any fun anymore. So it's interesting in that scene where she says the thing about she misses when she was taking care of him. She's basically he doesn't seem to need her for anything anymore.
Yeah.
And he really is just kind of super critical of her from that point onward.
That is a part of getting sober, I think. When I stopped drinking, it's like, what happened to this like kind of dopey party animal vibe? I never had any conflicts with that, but it is like you do like when you go to parties and stuff, you realize like I have to like enjoy myself. I can't, because like there's nothing worse than hanging out with a bunch of drunk people when you're sober.
Yeah.
And so like you have to adjust somehow, you know? It is a problem, right? Where it's like, and she's at a different part in her life and she's not wrong. Where she's like, listen, I don't have a fucking problem with this stuff. Or at least she doesn't think, and I mean, I don't know. She does try to blow her brains out later, so maybe she has a problem.
She's not
but that seems
presented as
different.
having one.
Exactly.
She's not presented as though her drinking is out of control or anything.
Yeah, I think a lot of the conversations between them, it's funny because like this isn't a movie about fighting, sports rather. It's
No, the
mostly
fights
what we're
themselves are
describing.
pretty quick and underwhelming.
No, these are the dramatic moments. It's the moments between these two. And like a lot of their conversations, I think, are supposed to be representative of like, you know, like the cactus conversation where they're fighting about things that don't matter when it's about a larger thing, right? Like the aspirin shouldn't matter. It's the larger thing around it and what it represents. And I guess that's the point of these scenes is like, they're not saying what they want to say.
Right.
So we're seeing them passive aggressively kind of fight about shit that doesn't matter.
And shit that does
And so-
in some scenes, but
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Well, yeah, it starts slowly mattering more and more, I guess. Yeah. She's good in it, Emily Blunt, but I don't,
everybody's good.
yeah, Emily Blunt I wasn't like watching to see if she'd be good.
No.
I didn't recognize a lot of these other people.
Well, the guy that plays Coleman is a fighter, apparently.
Okay, cuz I was going to say I was like a lot of these people feel like fucking sports folk.
And
He's great in this.
Oh yeah, he was really good. I was
Yeah.
genuinely surprised that he was. I looked him up and saw that he was a fighter. I was like, really? Okay.
He should be an actor.
The guy that plays Igor is a boxer. Alexander. I forgot his. He's a pretty well known boxer. From
It
Ukraine,
makes
I
sense.
believe. Olympic boxer.
It's honestly, I don't know if this is true. I wonder if it's cheaper. This is the Armageddon theory. Is it cheaper to train a bunch of like fighters to act than a bunch of actors to fight? Is this
Maybe,
what's going on?
yeah. And then of course Bas Rutten plays himself.
Oh yeah. He's good in it.
Yeah. I mean, he's good in everything. He plays himself
Yeah.
in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Does he?
Or 4, one of them. He has a TV show in one of them.
I didn't know who this guy was, but he's in a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
He's an actor fighter.
He's an actor fighter. He's a fighter of some renown. I've seen all of his fights.
Oh, yeah?
There's a three DVD set of all of his professional fights that he does commentary on each fight. It's a delightful watch if you can find
Oh, that's
it.
great.
It's pretty expensive if you
yeah.
track it down, but
He's in he's in Paul Blart Mall Cop and Zookeeper. So he's in a lot of what's his name's movies. And Here Comes the Boom. That's
yeah. Kevin James.
Kevin James. That's
He had that brief brush with UFC.
Kevin James? Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay,
He was,
he any
he
good?
was a high school athlete. He was a wrestler, I believe.
Was he good?
Probably not
Yeah.
in UFC. Probably not.
What a weird mix of things.
I know.
And this again, where I was like, this guy, yeah, his name is Ryan Bader as Mark Coleman. I was like, he's really good and natural.
Yeah, he just seemed
And like,
I guess because he's just playing a fighter, so just like, play like a fighter.
but he does have stuff to do. He has to give him the talk. He has to do the like, I love you, man. You got to
he
stop
has
doing
scenes.
drugs.
He has scenes with Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I wonder
like him and The
Emily
Rock
Blunt,
is one thing. It's like, well, The Rock is they these guys are basically from the, they're both like kind of professional athletes. So it's like, all right.
right. The Rock obviously is acted, but he's never.
Right.
I wonder what it was like for Emily Blunt on set to be like, all right, take your time, guys. Come on. I'm here whenever. I can switch it on whenever. You guys got to do
Yeah.
whatever you got to do. It's fine.
Just
It's like acting with children.
doing scenes with Boss Rutan and The Rock.
Uh,
It's like, really, Boss Rutan, huh? El Guapo.
yeah. No, it's like every time I went hiking with my dad, who hikes twice a day, where he's like going my speed, and it's like it's her like, yeah, no, you're doing great, yeah, I could do what you did with my eyes closed, but it's okay, yeah, no, but I mean they are really good. They're doing all these scenes with Emily Blunt, and they're killing it.
Yeah.
And I think part of the point of showing Mark Coleman's life is, I think this is another part of this, is that the realization that it's his story. Like this is
really Mark
his story.
Coleman's story.
Yeah, and to the point where you're like, oh, he's getting up there in age. Like they're showing the beats of the other story where it's like, will he come back from this? Does he have what it takes to do one more victory?
He's
They
like the
show
Italian stallion up there.
Yeah, and they show his family and they show like his struggle. And you realize like this is Dwayne Johnson, or rather Mark Carr, accepting that fact that he's not the main character. Like that's kind of it. And which people say is like an insult, but it's like it's not, no one's the main character. That's what empathy and like a consideration is. It's the fact that it's like realizing that you like being genuinely, like it seems like he's genuinely happy for Mark Coleman, and it's that where it's like realizing like that you can't fight to be number one. At some point someone is gonna best you. That's just how it works. And what being
okay
a man
it.
is being okay with it. That thing where he's like, I want you to just treat me like a man, where it's like it's him having to realize like being a man is also being able to lose gracefully.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's a big part of it. Big part of being a grown up.
Yeah.
You're going to lose a lot.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. I was very pleasantly surprised by this
Same.
movie.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because part of the reason why was it was like I had like a dopamine rush in the sense of, oh, thank God it all works out, because I genuinely didn't know too.
Right,
so
yeah.
like it was a lot of this was like, it was like edging tragedy where I'm
Yes.
like, oh, fuck,
Yeah.
fuck.
It's kind of what the Safdies do.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, we're right. It was a guy like sort of circling the drain, kind of seeing where his life was going. And then not stepping back.
Yeah.
Or being pulled, like, he didn't even make the choice, right? He just froze. Like, you're right. His brain stepped outside of himself and pulled the ripcord.
Yeah. And it was like, we're stopping.
Nope,
this.
you're going to lose to Vegeta now.
Yeah. Like, really?
Really? I got to lose
All right.
to Vegeta?
Yeah, I was going to say also, I can't help but notice, and you would know better than me, watching the whole movie, I was like, this must have sucked for all the fans. It's like, all this sucks for the fans. This is boring shit for the fans. Like, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, no, I want to watch the friends fight each other. What the fuck?
Yeah, really mad.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, the Japanese fans were definitely pissed.
I'd be pissed, yeah. Man.
There's also, I mean, there's a bit of perspective. They don't dwell on this too much, but like these guys primarily operate in Japan. That's primarily where they work. So there was a
Yeah.
small bit of the perspective thing where it's like, yeah, in in the States, more or less, like Mark Kerr can just be in the emergency room, and this old lady doesn't really know who he is.
Right.
And this little boy kind of asks for his autograph, not really knowing who he is, just kind of generally knowing who UFC is. And then later on, him and Mark Coleman can't go outside because everybody's psyched for the Pride event. It's like wrestling,
Yeah.
It's more popular.
Yeah. Oh. Do you think The Rock is going to continue doing shit like this?
I hope so.
He's attached to Safdie's next film, which sounds not like one of these films. It's called Lizard Music. It's noted as it's an adventure fantasy. And it says a young boy stumbles upon strange lizard musicians on late night TV, leading him to befriend a peculiar man with an elderly chicken. Their quest for answers reveals hidden worlds and an unlikely but magical friendship, starring Dwayne Johnson as Chicken Man. So I can't tell if they did this as like a prank, like if this isn't a real movie. But that sounds great.
Sounds like he's going to do a voice, right?
I don't fucking know. I don't know
Well, Chicken
what this
Man,
is.
that's a hell of a promise if it's not a voice.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this is. But cool. He's The Rock is signed on for 13 projects. So
Yes.
it's like,
I mean, yeah, there was at one point where that's part of the reason it took Black Adam so long to come out. Like there was at one point where The Rock was booking things like 6 years ahead of time.
yeah.
I think, honestly, I mean, I know he doesn't make anywhere near the same money, but he's better in movies movies that aren't action movies. Like he's better when he's just getting to be charismatic or funny.
One of his best performances is fucking what's it called? God damn it.
Southland Tales?
Southland Tales, yeah. So it looks like The Rock, I'm looking at what he's got going on, and I'm like, okay, I think he's making some adjustments, but he's like, I also like money. So
Well, yeah, you collect that, secure the bag as long as you can, man.
yeah, so I'm gonna here's some of the things he's signed on for. I'm gonna give you the ones that are like The Rock.
Right.
Untitled Fast and Furious film.
Obviously.
Jungle Cruise 2.
Sure.
This is on the fence. Big Trouble in Little China. That could go either way.
He could be a pretty funny Jack Burton. He'd be really good at that.
I think he might be. Yeah, I assume he might be Jack Burton. San Andreas 2.
Pick, honestly. San Andreas 2?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Fast X Part 2. Jumanji 3 and Moana. Now, here's the I think The Rock, I think his agent, I think it's like a shotgun blast, right? Because he's clearly has other things planned. Because I'm gonna now tell you a bunch of other films.
I was going to say that's
he
only
signed up for.
5? That's not 13.
So he's signed up for Doc Savage, which is directed by Shane Black.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And I'm like, okay, please
Fuck
do
yes.
that.
I want to see that right now.
Prioritize that.
Yeah.
But
fast
he's
track
also-
that.
He's also doing The King, a Hawaii like historical drama directed by Robert Zemeckis.
Okay.
And it's like, okay,
I want to see that one.
Yep, it's good. This is going to get more insane. He's also doing Untitled Hawaiian set crime drama, starring Emily Blunt, Leonardo DiCaprio, and directed by Martin Scorsese.
Fuck.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So he's doing it. He's like, I want to be an actor. I want to actually
He's getting
act.
old too. Like he's in his 50s.
Right. I bet, like, I wonder if he had that conversation with like Schwarzenegger. Like, listen, you're not going to be buff all the time. You're going to get old. You're going to have to. And then finally, he's in a movie called Breakthrough, which is directed by Darren Aronofsky. And it's like, oh, fuck.
Almost fell out of my chair.
Yeah, so
He's got it. I mean, all right.
I
He's
feel
got
like
it set.
Yeah, I feel like it was like the beacons have been lit and people were like, The Rock wants to act. And it was like, everybody was like, oh yeah, I'll get The Rock.
Blowing the torch of Gondor.
Yeah. And I'm all for it.
Horn of Gondor. Yeah, honestly, I mean, and all of the like big budget like ones for them I would go see. You know, more
Yeah.
fast movies, sure. Another
Because
Jungle
also-
Cruise, why not?
We need this, and I mean we as a society where I'm like,
San Andreas, I don't
If-
care about.
but like it's like okay, The Rock is The Rock. He I don't know if he does as much anymore, but he's one of the few people that's like he's a star, right? He will bring people in. And we used to have this where it's like, oh, Tom Cruise is doing doing Interview with the Vampire. Oh, Tom Cruise is doing like a fucking
War of the Worlds or
yeah, or like
Tom Cruise
or,
doing a
or
Mission
like,
Impossible.
Well, that's what he normally does, but it
Well,
was
yeah.
like, okay, Tom Cruise is choosing like something a little more like art
A
house
legal
or a
thriller.
little more
Yeah.
a Magnolia.
Magnolia. Yeah, that was a great one.
And it's like we're starting to see that with like
oh,
Marvel
Collateral.
actors.
Tom Cruise is being a bad guy.
Right. We need more Marvel like honestly Marvel actors to pull their weight to be like, okay,
Honestly,
you
yeah.
all love me, so I'm going to go over here and do this indie film and kind of boost other cinema that maybe more audiences will go to.
Chris Evans is doing a little of that.
Oh yeah, Chris Evans is down to clown. I mean, fucking Honey Don't.
Yeah.
He
He's perfect
is-
in that movie.
Yeah, he's glorious in that. I think Robert Downey Jr. always wants to do stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
But he also really likes having more houses. He has
lives
so
in a
many
lighthouse.
houses. He has like 6 houses. And
Well,
it's like
yeah.
yeah. But it's all to say that it's really nice
It's
to
all
see
method,
The Rock.
Dave. He has to method act in order to play Tony Stark. That was
Yeah.
part of his contract with Disney.
Yeah. We talked about this all the way when we talked about Southland Tales, which is like Southland Tales was this glorious moment right before The Rock hit it big where you're like, oh, you could kind of act, can't you? And then he gave it up. Like he sort of,
Yeah, it's more than that he can act. It's that because you could see that in wrestling. It's that he's game.
yes,
Like
he's down to clown.
he'll do weird things. It's
Yeah.
just he's been in this lane for so long that's been boring.
He's been doing, frankly, what his character in this needed to learn to do. Like he's been like pacing himself and just doing the work. Like that's the feeling of his. Like I've enjoyed a lot of his movies over the last 10 or so years, but it's like he's not challenging himself,
They've been
and he's not
pretty-
challenging the audience.
They're pretty forgettable. Like his
Yeah, they're fun.
I think his best. Like I think we've had this conversation before. Like, what's The Rock's best? What's The Rock's signature movie? And he kind of doesn't
Yeah.
have one. It's like Jumanji, I guess.
Yeah,
But that's an
exactly.
ensemble.
Because he's been like, it seems like he didn't prioritize. Like he did like, and it's an interesting career for a wrestler in general, where it's like usually wrestlers, we've hit this age where it's like we didn't before, where when a wrestler made movies, it was like, you know, at best they'll do a couple of good movies.
It was
They'll be in.
Yeah, it was seen as gimmicky. You're in movies for kids or clown, and it was There's. It seems like it matters less now.
Well, yeah, because I think so. Like Southland Tales had a moment where the thing about that movie is everything was stunt casting, so
Yes.
it didn't stand out. It was just a realization of like, oh, it seems like The Rock could do more. And then that was after he also had just done Doom,
Mm-hmm.
where he played a villain. But I feel like the moment for me was Dave Bautista in Blade Runner, where
Yes.
you're like, oh, that hunk of muscle can act, can't he?
And then reading about him doing the work for Guardians is what kind of won me over for Batista.
Yeah.
'Cause as a wrestler, I did not like Dave Bautista.
I didn't know.
He's
him.
pretty boring. He's just a big guy with a lot of tattoos. And
Right.
there wasn't really anything that stood out about him as a wrestler. He's much, much, much more interesting as an actor.
Yeah,
Obviously, way more successful.
yeah.
But reading how seriously he took it, and he said he was in tears when he got the part, and because he really wanted to. He took acting lessons and shit, and just really wanted to not just be some idiot. He really wanted to do it.
Have a career.
Yeah, and so seeing him in Blade Runner after the Guardians movies was like, shit, man. Okay, I guess you figured it out.
And it makes sense because again, it's sort of like if you're a wrestler, there's a timer on that. Any athlete, right?
Yes.
And it's sort of like wrestlers have actually a very clear pipeline to acting because they're acting to begin with.
Yeah,
And so it makes sense. It's usually earned, or you make Sandman with muscles, and you make like just batshit cocaine
Jordan
movies.
Belfort.
Yeah,
The Wolf of Wall Street.
yeah. Forgot about that.
Yep, he's in it. He is in it.
It's all to say, it feels like The Rock got comfortable because it was just like he couldn't lose, and he could just make any movie, and he was just drawing them in. And it was sort of the Schwarzenegger
Movies
effect,
got
where it's
lazy
like,
too during that decade.
yeah, exactly. And it was just like, yeah, I'm The Rock. I'll just be in something, and everybody will love it. And I'll have these ridiculous, like, where it's like I can't lose a fight, I can't do this, I can't do that, and I guess, yeah.
Sure
It
wasn't the
clicked in
case
him.
in this movie.
It's just funny because I want to see that level of aggression now with Art House. Like he's just blasting out into all these
he's in
outhouses.
all these fucking things.
Yeah.
Like all
I
these
love that
really
for him.
like thoughtful and challenging, something like haunting pieces.
Yeah.
The Rock's just in like 13 top shelf indie movies a year.
Yeah. What indie director do you want to see The Rock in next?
Oh man.
There's so many to choose from.
I was gonna say, put him on True Detective with
Yeah.
Lisa Lopez.
I don't think this would be good. I think it would be fun to see him in a Tarantino.
Yes,
But what I
Tarantino
really
would be
want-
fun, yeah.
I want Robert Eggers.
Robert
I want a
Eggers,
Rob-
that'd be fun as shit.
I don't know what he'd be in that. Him and Willem Dafoe just doing stuff, just freaking out together. That's what I want.
Put him in a lighthouse, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of what would be a really crazy one.
I miss when Terrence Malick had all the actors in it because all the actors were in it like, and
I
they
don't know
none
what
of
they're
them
doing. They're just standing
there's-
around in a field, like
So like Brad Pitt in interviews being like, I don't know what happened.
I don't know, man. Terry dug a hole and told me to stand in it, and then he walked like 16 yards away.
That brief moment where
was
like
filming the
Terrence
trees
Malick.
above me.
Yeah.
Put him in a Tim Burton movie.
Yeah. he would work. He'd work in that, I think.
Oh man,
I could see
so
that.
fucking psyched for him and Shane Black as Doc Savage.
Him?
Are you kidding?
He's perfect for Shane Black. He's perfect.
He's perfect for a Shane Black.
I don't think this would go well, but I would want to see him in a Wes Anderson.
I was gonna say Wes Anderson.
Yeah, that would be a delight. Oh God, give me that. Give me that today. The Rock and a Wes Anderson with Michael Cera. Him and Michael Cera.
Oh
doing
man,
scenes
him and
together.
Michael Cera wearing pastels and trying to buy ice cream.
Yeah, playing librarians or something.
I can see it. Rock with a little mustache.
Yeah,
He'd have a little gray mustache.
beret. Yeah.
A hat, some kind of hat, but he would have a little mustache.
Yep. Oh yeah, of course he would.
You know,
God damn.
they'd Bruce Willis him up.
Yeah, give me that.
I'm out of things to say, I think.
Yeah, I got nothing else. This was fun. It was good. Good
It's a
movie.
good movie, yeah. It
Yeah,
was
I-
definitely better than I was expecting. I was expecting this to be way more hype than substance.
Yes. Yeah. I did think he had it in him. Like I've seen The Rock act before, so I knew like The Rock could do good, but it did feel like it was like him auditioning. So it was like the movie itself might be less.
The prosthetics, they're
I don't
tough.
think they were necessary.
No, we didn't really need them, but also at the same time they did help because he's so The Rock.
Yes.
So
he had to be under disguise.
It's an interesting battle. I understand why they did them. They were still a little distracting.
Did Mark Kerr look like that?
Kind of.
Because when they show him, I was like, that doesn't look like
Well,
that.
they show a photo of younger him as the credits actually start to roll.
Yeah, that looked more-
That
yeah.
looked more like he was kind of a strange looking guy.
Yeah. He got tinier. It looks like he got tinier
Oh,
when
yeah.
they showed the real.
Yeah. Also, The Rock is bigger than Mark Kerr was.
Well, yeah. That's fair.
When they say Mark Kerr is 6'1", I'm like, The Rock is not 6'1".
Yeah.
I am that tall.
Yeah. No.
It's like, no, man, he's towering over Boss Rutan. Like,
Oh yeah, he's winning all the fights he wants to.
Right, like that was another thing. Like, it's like Vale Tudo and like Brazilian jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. Like it does not, like you can have a guy walk into the ring looking kind of like a baked potato and he can still beat the shit out of you. So
Right.
if you're familiar with like some of these kinds of sports, it doesn't matter as much, but it was kind of funny, especially because the very first person we see him fight just kind of looks like some guy, like with a little bit of a
Right.
gut. But we're hearing about how he's like one of the most devastating fighters in the world, and then we're seeing him walking into the ring to fight The Rock, and we're like, well, The Rock's gonna kill this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
In what universe does he not rip this dude in half like Goro?
I think that's the glory of mixed martial arts, and I
Yeah.
think they need a bigger spectrum. Like they should have sharpshooters, and they should have and the sharpshooters, of course, have trouble losing. And then they should have like bar fight guys, like surly, like sports fighters, like you know, just like soccer hooligans, you know, like
There are some bar fight guys in professional fighting.
good. Yeah, I want the bigger spectrum,
Yeah.
way bigger spectrum.
Throw a tiger in there.
Yeah, fuck it. So a couple bears.
Full on pit fighter. Let's go.
Make it so that some of the fights are just extremely unfair to the point that they're not entertaining and you can't bet on them. Where it's just like, well, what's the point of this? And it's like, I don't know, it's fun. We're just seeing who's the best fighter.
We're just seeing who the best bear or house cat is.
Yeah.
Let them fight it out.
It's become like Cobra versus like fifth grade bully kid. And it's just like, I don't know why we're doing this.
Yeah. Matchbook versus monster truck. Well,
Yeah.
how do we even set odds for this?
Yeah. Fuck it. Monster truck. I want that.
Monster
Oh my
truck? Yeah, it's
God.
got to be in there.
Yeah.
You start adding like concepts
Yeah.
and inanimate objects.
Get like Pennywise the clown
Yeah,
up
yeah.
there.
Mark Kerr's training hard for his next fight against physics.
Yeah. They're going to drop you.
Yep. Meanwhile, his friend Mark Coleman is going to have to face European history in the final round.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not even sure how that's going to work.
I think we're going to find somebody and dress him up like a king.
Yeah. He's just going to beat the
He's just going to
shit
beat
out
the
of that
shit
guy.
out of this guy.
All right. Well, listen, we have a Patreon.
We do.
Patreon.com/gamefully unemployed. For $5 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, Himboos, our brand new supernatural podcast. We watch movies every Friday night with our patrons. Movies like Innocent Blood.
Boy, did
Innocent Blood. We watch that and Vampire in Brooklyn. So, like, yeah, join the fun. It's fun. We have fun.
we? Yeah.
Check it out.
Would we watch a movie like this? I don't know.
Maybe.
We also have a store. Head over to gamefullyunemployed.com where you can find a link to our Teespring store. We have all kinds of cool original artwork by cool original artists like Michael Vincent Bramley, Starlene Hodge, Justin Brown, and others. So check that out. Please rate and review our podcasts wherever you're listening, and check out our new show, Badical, Badical, wherever you're listening to this. And you know,
Hell yeah.
don't give out your gun safe password. Don't
Yeah.
do it.
I wish he was a little. Does he do that in this?
She
Don't do
knows
that.
the code to open the
Oh,
safe.
yeah,
You
don't
hear
do
her
that.
punching it in.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
That's how you get
As soon as you
MS.
hear those keys going, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I think she's getting she's getting a gun.
Yeah. Why does he need a gun? Come on, The Rock.
Right?
Look at you.
Who's going to break into Mark Kerr's house?
Oh, yeah.
Tempe,
The
Arizona.
moment- The moment you break into there and you just see him sleeping, you just be like, oh, God, I'm going to
this
leave
was
money.
incorrect. Yeah.
Yeah. I fucked up. I
It's
fucked
like
up
an
so
art
much.
piece at first. Is that a sculpture? Oh, that's a man. Okay, we
It's
should
a human
leave.
being.
Leave.
Hey, listen, our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can find him on twitter.com as the Corlew or go to shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is produced by Michael Vincent Bramley. For more of his work, go to mvbramley.art. Our episode artwork is by Justin Brown, available on Twitter as Justin T. Brown or at artnessbyjustinbrown.com. And finally, additional artwork is by Starlene Hodge. You can find her work at starlenearts.com or on Twitter as StarleneX. Cool. Goodbye.